Hello everyone, you reached Business Central Musings, a channel for everything Business Central. Today's topic is about integration between Business Central and Teams. Let's get going. We are in Teams, and as you can see, I'm clicking on the apps on the left hand side and I'm typing Business Central, and the Business Central app in Teams appears. And as you can see, we can add it to a team or to a chat. And let's add it to a team, and the default team is Contoso. And at this point we should have a team Contoso, and now we can create under the general channel, we can create different tabs. And we started by adding a tab for customers, and you see it coming up. Next, we can add the next tab for Business Central. This is about using the vendors entity as a tab in Teams. And again, we can make it nice, make it a list, and remove the fast tab. And let's add the next one, which is items. You can see we only have 5 entities there by default. They're coming from the role center, the default, the bookmarks for the users that's logged in profile. Bank accounts. And finally, chart of accounts. Let's move back to see items. All looks good. We can see vendors as well. You notice how we're getting a refresh every time we click on one of these tabs. But that's basically what we can do once we have the Business Central app installed in Teams. And that is the chart of accounts. And let's go into this. Let's open up items. And what I did for items, I added a custom field called part number. And let's make it ABC here. And what we can do is we can share this item in Teams. Alan Steiner is a coworker of mine, and I'm the administrator, so I'm sending him a link. I'm just pasting the link in Teams, and as you can see, it's coming by default with this card. The details are about this card. If I click on details, we're gonna get a Business Central window embedded in Teams, and we can also see the part number here, which I just filled up. But I don't see the part number here in the card. So if I want to add a custom field to Business Central, I should do the following. Let's move to Visual Studio Code. And as you can see here, I've got a commented section there is a code unit in the system application, page summary provider, and we've got on after get summary fields. One of the fields, one of the events that we can subscribe to alter the composition of the card. And the only code I have here is to add to a field list my new field, which is I can share here in the item card, in the item table. I have an item table extension, and part number is the only field, nothing else here. I'm also adding the new field on the card, and I want to pass that field to Teams. So I'm going to compile and publish. The other window. We can copy the link again, and let's move to Teams and share it again. And as you can see, after I added the part number field comes up here. The other thing you can do is you can create, you can share different content or make available different content, because by default, if we want, let's go again. So we have this plus here, and if we click on Business Central, now through a web service, the system is trying to grab the default content, and as you can see, I'm in MB-820 environment, which is what I clicked initially, and I can see here I have some content. This content depends on your role center, but you can add and remove fields, default pages from here, and you also have views. So if you want to filter to something specific, that page, customers page, you can probably create a new view, and you can have it here in the drop down list. But let's add some more fields. So let's go back to VS Code. And in the subscribers, I had another region that I commented, and this is about add remove recommended content, and we're relying again on an existing. Let's move a little bit and make it better visible for you. So the code unit is page action provider, and that is in the system application. If we were to look at code units, there is a code unit 2915 page action provider, and one of the events here is on after get page action. And if we look at code units, the implementation code unit, we can see this being called as part of try get home items actions. So these are basically the bookmarks. So the event is triggered at the end of this method. So if we go back into our code, so we're subscribing to that event. Let's make it bigger here, and we're adding to this item JSON array, we're adding 2 more elements. The caption is GLE for general ledger entries, and is pointing to we're sending also the URL of general ledger entries, of course accompanied by the company name. And FALE is the fixed asset ledger entries, fixed asset list. So let's just make it like that. Let's compile and publish. With this change, we should be able to go now into Teams, and let's go back here, close. Plus. So we want to add into, let's put this in perspective. So I have a channel Contoso. No, I have a team Contoso and a channel general, and inside this channel general I want to create a tab for those additional two lists, general ledger entries and fixed asset lists. So now we can see them in here. Okay, what else can we do with Teams up in Business Central? We can create. We can click on plus, and we can click on Business Central, and you can add contacts. For example, if I type fine art, I'm gonna get the contacts for School of Fine Art. And if I click on that first contact or second contact, I can now send to Alan the contact. And of course, if you click on details, you're gonna get a Teams window that embeds the Business Central page for that contact. What else can we do? So we saw how we can change the card in Teams, the content of the card, the fields that are displayed by default. By default, if you change nothing, it will show the field group brick, and let's see if we look at the items. By default, if we want to see what are the fields that are displayed by default, we go to field group, and we have a brick field group and a drop down field group. By default in Teams, we're going to show the brick one. If there is no brick, then it's going to show drop down. And you saw how we can add additional fields, and you can also remove some of the default fields. That's all in documentation. And the last thing that's covered in the MB-820 is how do we create a new team, and how do we create a channel under that team, and how do we create a new tab under that channel under that team. I have already done this exercise. Let me share it with you to show you how it looks like. So if we go to Teams, I have here a new team called Accounting, and under the team Accounting I have a channel called assets, and under the channel assets I have a tab called fixed assets. How did I do that? Let me share that with you. So the way I did it is with API requests through the Microsoft Graph API. We can see here, if I this is the link to the Graph Explorer. This is a tool quite similar with Postman. It allows you to write API requests and test API requests. So first of all, what did I do? I created a theme called accounting, and after that I created a channel called assets using the ID of the theme that I got from the previous step. This is the ID of the theme which I used to create a channel under that theme, a channel called assets. And under that channel I created maybe not here, but maybe here, I created a themes tab that points to page 5601, which is the fixed assets. All of them are post requests because we need to create the theme, we need to create the channel, and then we need to create a tab. So 3 requests, and they are all post requests. And that's how you create a tab under a new theme and new channel. From in themes we went to Business Central, we went to apps and we installed the Business Central app. Then we saw in general what we can show. We can share a link from Business Central. So you go to share, copy link, and you paste that link in Teams. And we saw how we can open up the details of that link, and we saw that we can expand that card to include our custom fields. We also saw that when we create a tab, it comes by default with bookmarked pages, but we can add new pages by subscribing to an event from let's recall which one. Page Action Provider. With Page Action Provider code unit, we can expand the list of the pages that can be added as tabs in Teams. And we saw how we can create with post requests a theme, a channel, and a tab under that channel. That's it. Hopefully this is useful to you. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for subscribing, and thank you for liking. I'll see you next time.